Hey, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to vibe code a whole bug bounty platform using Verdent AI. I'm going to tell you a bit about Verdent in a while, but before that, if you don't know what vibe coding is, it's basically an internet slang for using AI chatbots for coding. You just give a prompt to a chatbot and it writes code for you. And honestly, it's been a game changer for a lot of developers. Verdent takes vibe coding to another level. Instead of just one AI chatbot, it uses multiple agents and different AI models to write code, automatically fix errors, debug issues, and handle a bunch of other tasks. So it's not just a simple AI assistant, it's more like having an entire development team working with you. Alright, let's jump in. But before we start, if you're new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow. So here I am on Verdant's website. You can download it for Windows or use it as an extension with Visual Studio Code or JetBrains, so whatever environment you're comfortable with, they've pretty much got you covered. I've already installed it on my Windows machine, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, the interface is really clean, nothing too overwhelming or cluttered. For this video, I'm going to use Plan Mode. The cool thing about this mode is that it asks you clarification questions before generating anything, which helps make the output much more accurate. And trust me, that makes a huge difference in the final result. I've also selected the multi-model planner from the tools. This basically uses multiple leading AI models together to create a better plan. So instead of relying on just one model, it's combining the strengths of several, getting the best out of each at the same time. So for this project, we want to build a bug bounty platform, and I already have a clear idea in mind. We're going to prompt it to create a platform with two main roles, a hacker role and a company role. Each of them will have their own dashboards. We'll also include a severity system, an admin panel, and core functionality where hackers can report bugs to companies, and companies can review those reports and issue rewards. It's a pretty straightforward concept, but building something like this manually would easily take weeks. I also defined the tech stack in the prompt. We're hosting everything on Vercel, which is free, using Supabase for the database and authentication, and Next.js for development. I included all of that directly in the prompt, so if you want, you can pause the video and read through it. It covers everything I just mentioned. I also specified a black and white theme because I personally prefer a clean, minimal design. Now, if you look at the bottom of the prompt area, you'll see the plan mode settings. You can choose different presets, but I'm going with the balanced one. There's also an option to adjust the thinking level. The higher you set it, the longer it takes to generate results. For now, we'll keep it at the default. So now, once I send this prompt, it starts doing its thing. The multi-model planner kicks in and begins by creating a full plan for the project, basically laying the groundwork before writing any actual code. As you can see, it's already generated a directory structure. It does take a little time, but once it's done, it gives us two main files. The first one comes from the multi-model plan generator. This file is a complete breakdown of everything it's going to build, like the full project structure, database schema, routes, and pretty much every detail you'd normally have to sit down and plan yourself. The second file is the main execution plan, the one it'll actually follow to build the web app. We can also see the project structure clearly laid out, along with a mermaid graph that visualizes how everything connects and flows together. It's super useful if you just want a quick high-level understanding of the entire system. If we wanted to, we could tweak or adjust things here, but for now, everything looks solid. So let's go ahead and hit the build button and let it do its thing. Now it's going to work phase by phase, and this part does take a bit of time. So honestly, this is your moment to just sit back and relax. Maybe grab a coffee, stretch a little, do whatever you need to do. It's handling everything on its own, creating files, setting up folders, wiring things together, no hand-holding needed. Alright, so now the code has been generated. It did take a while, but we're finally done with this step. Next, we need to test it locally before pushing it to Vercel. So instead of setting things up manually, I'll just ask it to run the project locally for us, just to quickly check if the UI and everything else looks good. It took a moment, but this time it directly gave me a link to the app running locally. And honestly, I was genuinely surprised. I wasn't expecting it to look this polished on the first try. But as you can see, we already have a clean landing page where you can join either as a hacker or a company. There are also demo accounts available, so we can use those to log in and explore the platform. It actually feels like a complete web app. Pretty much everything you'd expect from a bug bounty platform is already there. Right now, it's running locally, which is why you're seeing sample data. But for real users, everything would function normally once it's fully deployed. Now, one thing I didn't really like at first was the color scheme. It generated a black on white layout, so basically a white background with black text and elements, but I wanted the exact opposite, a white on black dark style UI. So I just sent another prompt asking it to switch the theme. As soon as I did that, it showed me this clarification box with a few questions, and this is exactly why plan mode is so useful. It didn't just go ahead and make random changes, it asked first, just to make sure it wouldn't break anything or go in the wrong direction. I selected the options I wanted and let it build again. Once it finished, we got this updated color scheme, and everything else stayed pretty much the same. Another really nice feature here is the next action suggestions after every response. It basically tells you what you can do next, which is super helpful, especially if you're just starting out and not really sure what your next step should be. Well, we've not got those suggestions here for some unknown reasons, but generally you see them right here after it finishes the response. We also have something called plan rules. You can define rules for the front end, back end, or even create your own custom ones. This way, Verdant adapts to your preferences without you having to repeat instructions every single time. Once you set it up the way you like, it just keeps following those rules going forward. And finally, we've got the skills market, and honestly, this is one of my favorite features. Each skill is designed to handle a specific task, and the best part is, you can even create your own. For example, there's a Netlify skill that can log into your account, upload your code, and deploy your web app automatically. It basically takes care of the entire deployment process with zero manual effort. There's also a Versal skill, along with a bunch of others that are definitely worth exploring. It's easily one of the most powerful features in Verdant, and in my opinion, it's a bit underrated. So once you get started, definitely spend some time checking it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this quick overview of Verdant. I hope you found this video helpful and actually got some value out of it. If you want to try it yourself, you'll find the link in the description. You can get started with a free trial and test everything out. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. I'll see you in the next one.